We are so close to the end of Married at First Sight. This is our second last week, and then we've got the reunion, and that is it. This week we have been left with 5 couples. I didn't even predict this. Usually I'm pretty spot on with who's gonna leave, and this week I have gone completely off Sasha. In week 1 I said that I misjudged her, and I completely didn't. I should have stuck with my original opinion. I thought that she was going to be the type of person who thinks she's above everybody and better than everyone else, and I was 100% right. She is that person. She needs to be the best couple in there, and nobody else can be better than her. What she's doing now is she's dragging other good couples down because she needs to be the most secured couple in there. Last week it was Alex on her attack radar. During wife swap week, she put Kieran in such a shit position. They were supposed to use this week to have time apart. She made them meet for golf on a double date with Christina and Ross. I think she probably did it to keep an eye on Ross because she cannot let that guy have 5 minutes alone. That's why she keeps saying we haven't been with other couples much because we love each other so much we can't be away from each other. More like you don't want him to socialize. You don't want him to see that you're a sociopath. But Sasha did her friend Christina absolutely no favors by making them meet up on this golf trip. She knew that her and Kieran was fighting. She knew they needed that week. Even when they were fighting, she was not helping in the situation at all. Then she wrote the absolutely nasty letter that she wrote for Luke. She was calling him fake, saying that he's just trying to get on everyone's good side, trying to impress the cameras, but it's Luke's wife that has the brand deals already. That's telling you something. As soon as they read out the letter, she claimed it straight away. She wanted Luke to know that she was attacking him, and what was he gonna do about it? Luke was dead on though. He straight away said, was this you that wrote it or both of you? Because I don't believe Ross had anything to do with it, and I agree with him. Ross did defend his wife and say yes, we both wrote it. He's scared of that woman. She told Luke that she wrote the letter because of the Lacy situation, which is actually just so fake of her to even say, because she wrote the letter before she knew about the Lacy situation. She only found out about that before the dinner party. There's no way she wrote the letter because of that. I'll tell you why she wrote the letter. Because last week Luke protected her when she got upset over Ross, and then when her and Alex were fighting, Luke stepped in and said no, that's not what happened, and defended Alex. So she was mad that Luke took the other guy's side. She expects everybody to sit around and let her attack whoever she feels like. What annoyed me most was that Amy just sat by and let Sasha attack her husband. Then we had home visits. Before home visits, Sasha has been certain she's moving to Manchester so she can be with Ross. Then guess what happens? She sees that Blue, Ross's daughter, is the princess in that household. And Sasha tells him, I'm having second thoughts. I don't think I can move to Manchester. So she's seeing the love that Ross has for his daughter and shares with his family. They have a very close family. He's got sisters, he's got his nan, he's got his mum. They've got a close family, never mind his daughter. She sees all of this love of all of these other women, and now she no longer wants to move to Manchester. But she expects him to move to wherever the hell she's from in Birmingham, leave his daughter behind to satisfy her. What are we doing? What are we actually doing here? It's got to be down to jealousy. She won't be the princess and the center of attention, and as a grown woman, you should not still care about daddy's attention, because now she's saying she needs to live there because she needs to be with her dad. She expects Ross to give her the attention that her father gives her. Am I wrong, or do other people agree? Because we actually lost Holly and Alex this week. I actually think one of them thought the other was going to say stay. I don't think they wanted to leave, but they both wrote leave. But I actually think each of them thought the other would say stay. Maybe not. Maybe they're just not meant for each other. But I actually think that they both wanted to stay till the end. And I actually found it very interesting. The night that they left, Alex literally started talking shit on the internet about Holly, even though for the whole time that they were together on the show, he was posting my beautiful wife, my wife, posting all good things about her, which you kind of need to do, I guess, for the show. Some people didn't get the memo. Ross. Alex has been keeping with the storyline of the show. Now he is posting that she used him, a lot of things. I'll post the screenshots, you can see it for yourself. Emma and Casper left also, and I think it's about time. Kieran and Christina are still not good this week, and this week Kieran had Sasha for wife swap week. As I said, she completely ruined wife swap week for them. She missed the complete point, and they ended up arguing again. The experts told Kieran to write a list comparing his ex to Christina, and they purposely left that part out of the edit, so it looked like Kieran just was a psycho and started writing a letter comparing Christina to his ex, which just isn't reality. That's not what happened. What psychotic person just starts comparing their wife to their ex? He actually was told to do that by the experts. I honestly think Kieran is checked out and doesn't know how to deal with it. He loves the person that Christina is. He just doesn't think that they're right for each other, and he doesn't see a wife in her. I do feel for him because he's clearly mentally battling on how he feels. We even seen the scene of him crying into his wine in the corner, which was actually a heartbreaking scene, but it was also hilarious because they followed it up with sign up to be on the next season. Why would we watch a mental breakdown of a grown man and then sign up to join your show? Are you insane? He told Christina, your number one thing is to find a husband. I want your number one thing to be your career and your goals, not a husband. And then he kind of said that his priority was finding a wife. So he caught himself up there, which is why I think that Christina actually just doesn't fit the box that he has laid out for what he wants his wife to be. That's just my personal opinion of my observations. I could be wrong. I do think that is why his head is so messed up, because it's clear he loves her as a person, but it's also clear that I don't think he wants to be with her anymore. I told y'all it was loading. I told y'all it was a matter of time before Polly and Adam blew up again. For wife swap week, Adam was with Amy and Polly was with Nathan. And Adam went to buy Polly lingerie because he thought it would be a nice surprise, but Polly had an absolute breakdown when he asked her for her bra size. Maybe in her head she thought he's comparing Amy's bra size to her. I don't know what went through her head. When she returned and seen the gifts, she was just pissed off, like he had done something wrong. And it's like, bro, at what point are you gonna realize he can do no right for you? He's doing everything. He cannot do anything more to make this woman happy. I did notice from this week's wife swap and the things that Adam did for Amy, which he says he didn't do anything for Amy that he doesn't do for Polly. He wakes up before her, has her breakfast ready, has her coffee ready on the table, and runs her bath for her every morning. I think it's very obvious to see that Adam's love language is acts of service. So if he's waking up doing them things for her every morning and she's still complaining, I'm surprised he hasn't walked out the door. But again, this week Adam wasn't good enough for Polly, and Adam told her what was on his mind, that she's not respected anything that he wants or what he asks for in a relationship. Polly seems to actually listen this time, and she was apologetic. And I do think she gets it this time and she's taken in what he's saying. Only time will tell, because actions clearly speak louder than words. But during the homestays, Adam's friend came over. I think Polly overshared. Polly aired all of their laundry about her saying swap to Stephen. She told that whole story, but only from her side. Adam was pissed off about. Polly's homestay was a little bit better. He got to see the camera side of Polly, which I think he was looking for. She's not just this show woman. She is a homely person. She's got a good family. She likes being around her niece and nephews. It was pretty nice to see that side of Polly for us as viewers. Amy completely threw Luke under the bus this week, and I think there was no need for her to bring up the Lacy thing at the commitment ceremony. That's a place for them to talk about their relationship, not about what Luke says about other people. During the swaps, Luke was with Lacy and Amy was with Adam. So Luke did apologize to Lacy. He wasn't talking bad about her with a salsa dance. He was actually a little bit envious because his wife's not like that. I think this was taken so out of context by Lacy, and I think she does this a lot. It's almost like she thinks every man is in love with her, and I get that, okay? Main character energy and all that, cool, whatever. What I took from it is that Luke wishes his wife would dance with him or have some fun with him, just open up a little bit, because Amy is a bit like a stiff board. She doesn't do anything. She complains when he talks to her. She complains when he tries to be romantic with her. I don't think Luke can win in this situation. I don't think that he wants Amy to be connecting and dancing with other husbands. Lacy and Adam were literally touching parts in them dances. I don't think that's what Luke meant. Amy, on the other hand, absolutely gave her personality to Adam, which I haven't seen her be that way with Luke. She was a lot more open. She was a lot more banter, flirting. She had like a flirtish tone in her voice, which was strange because we don't see that side of her with Luke. She returned from her homestay saying how much she loved Adam's treatment and he was treating her like a princess, insinuating that he doesn't treat her like a princess. So the next morning, Luke decided to make her breakfast because that's what she was boasting about. Luke did it with a Luke twist on it, so he did it naked. All he had was an apron on. She absolutely hated it, of course. I think Luke should have been aware of that. He then let it slip that that's actually something that he's done at work a few times, even though he's told her that he doesn't. So now she sees him as a liar, and then at the dinner party, she flipped out about what Lacy was telling her, which was completely out of context. She was angry that he was essentially calling her boring. But realistically, she just hates him being himself around her, so what does she expect him to say? But her not defending him against Sasha was the icing on the cake for me. Like, that was so disrespectful. I don't care if you and your wife or husband are arguing. If a third party is attacking your partner, you're going to be on their side and pick up for them, not sit there like the cat's got your tongue. So I think the experts need to incorporate a love language task. Put it towards the beginning of the experiment where they delve into all of the love languages, rank how they give and receive love, because everybody I think gives and receives it through all of the love languages, rank in order of which is the most and which is the least way you receive and give love from the 5 love languages. I think they need to incorporate that into next season, because this season they're completely missing their partner's love languages in all couples. They're not reading in between the lines. That is something that needs to be pointed out. At this point, I think just make me an expert. The experts in there are not doing a good job, and I think I can do a better job. Lacy and Nathan are just such a funny couple to me, and I want to start this off by saying there's been a lot of backlash, and I'm going to get into that, but there has been a lot of backlash on Lacy's family. I think it is understandable where the backlash is coming from, but I also think we need to understand it's very clear that Nathan is not comfortable in front of the cameras. I don't think we get Nathan at all on this show. The Nathan we see is literally just, there's nothing there. All we get is Lacy on this show. Nathan cannot do the cameras. Their relationship is completely off camera. But anyway, they had homestays week this week, and they went to Lacy's house. Now her mom and sister were borderline harassing this man. They were feeling him up. She was like, I would date him if he was younger. I'll take him if Lacy doesn't want him. Which I get is banter, but for somebody that doesn't do banter, she clearly knows how to do it. They were jumping in the bed with them when they were sleeping. They were making him work and watching him work. If Lacy went over to Nathan's father's house and they made her cook and clean and stood in the corner watching her, I know for a fact viewers would not like to watch that, and there would be complaints about it. So I do think it's really strange the way they act towards Nathan. It's potential that off camera he gives it back to them and he's fine, but he did look extremely uncomfortable, and I do think that they are a little bit strange as a family. But in every instance, feeling him up, jumping into bed, making him work, watching him work, over-sexualizing him. If it was the other way around and that was a woman with a father and 2 brothers, it would not go down well. People will be protesting. I think Lacy's sister might be a little bit in love with Nathan herself. If Nathan was acting towards her sister the way the sister's acting, Lacy and the mother would be pissed. She just has love in her eyes when she's looking at him. If Nathan and Lacy lasts, in a few years we're going to see an E4 special of the husband who married twins, the same way we did in America, because I think her sister thinks she went on that show to get them both a husband. I do want to know if Nathan was fed on this trip, because he's vegan and they don't know what a vegan is. So yeah, we are in the final week of Married at First Sight. Next week is the final week. I don't think anybody else can leave at this point. This has been a doom of a season. Married at First Sight producers, this is a message for you. You need to realize having 8 couples is the entertainment. Seeing these people who actually want love at first sight navigate that is the entertainment. You don't need to create all of this extra bullshit. It's not needed. Stop matching people just for entertainment value. It's not entertaining for the viewers. We actually just want to see the carnage of being married at first sight, not like all of the rest of the bullshit that you guys are clearly orchestrating in the background. That's my piece of advice for next season. Excited for final week. I will see you guys next week.